Blink through the left side. After you have plenty of time to get back around the side of the hill and back up to the safe spot before you actually have the active single time combat, and we jump up into the corner. If you are a troll, anything other than a gnome, sorry gnomes, mount if you're having trouble. Look at this, and you get aggro. Will occasionally getting over to the actual kill spots. Don't have to worry about it. However, if you're not, then you're and zombie. Skip the dead that you hit others. So then we scale around. We're gonna pull them. Same kind of thing goes with witch doctors and shadow hunters and things like that. The zombies aren't gonna pull them. Kind of thing. Dead heroes, combat. Dead hero different. If I go through the front. And I think it's more so a speed thing. So if you're really quick with getting over to the actual kill spots, don't have to worry about it. And aggro will occasionally reset if I go through the front. And I think it's more so a speed thing. So if you're really quick with getting over to the actual kill spots, don't have to worry about it. However, if you're not, heroes and zombies have a different aggro table. What that means is that if I were on a dead hero, the dead heroes will. The zombie, same kind of thing goes with witch doctors and shadow hunters and things like that. The zombies aren't going to pull them, but the dead heroes will. So then we scale around the back, we jump over there, and I'll describe that in more detail in just a second. We go for the rank 1 blizzard. We scale around the back, we jump over there, and I'll describe that in more detail in just a second. We go for the rank 1 blizzard here to pull those mobs, and then we're just going to be jumping back and forth on this platform. So you jump up here as soon as mobs run left. Talk about one right corner. So that once you're ready for the kill phase, once the mobs are stacked, you start blizzarding. If they do get disaggregated, when you're level 4, the dead heroes could be level 46 or 41 in this photo. Now, when you're level 40 or 41, this only applies to 40 or 41, and this is why we started at 42 before. The dead heroes could be level 46. You need to jump back and forth. It's perfectly fine, because as long as you have mage armor up and as long as you have some spirit gear, which we'll get into in just a little bit, you're going to be perfectly fine to take out all of these mobs and have plenty of mana. As you can see, every single time that we jump back, we actually gain more mana than we had before. Here, however, because it looked like all the dead heroes were slowed, I went for a max rank blizzard. Since the dead hero wasn't slowed, I probably should not have. But that's perfectly fine. Mana is not going to be the biggest issue at the end of the day, as long as you have all your mana gems and you have some pots ready to go. I recommend having, you can have greater healing pots and greater mana pots. You can have superior, whichever one you want to use. It's honestly up to you. Superior I found were a little bit more expensive, so I didn't want to spring the extra gold for them. Maybe I'm a bit cheap, whatever. But you need to use some kind of healing pot and mana pot just as like a last case resource, and you probably will be using the mana pots. You never want a blizzard when they're running back, and then they run back all within that split that late into the actual blizzard, and so you can see that it really works. In the event that you do fall when jumping back over here, it's not a problem at all. Just run up around the side, and I think I do fall once in this.
What the fuck? Man. That's fucking bullshit.
Particular run. Run back up around the side, get back to the safe spot, and you're good to go. Once you're level 42 plus, this becomes trivial. Sometimes they're going to break through. They have like a, I think a 1% chance to resist your blizzard. There's a chance they'll run through. They're probably not going to run through. So you're probably going to be perfectly fine. But if they do run through, just treat it like this, and you're going to be perfectly fine. But here you can see that we are just trying to make sure that we account for all of the scenarios. So it's going to take a little bit longer to do the kill overall with a level 40 or 41. However, at level 40 or 41, with the new invisibility strat, we're going to be able to fly through this, get to this spot in about 5 minutes, open up the graves in about 3 minutes, and then we can even have a 7-minute kill, and we're still hitting the 4 lockouts per hour cap. This is going to be incredible and can be done from level 40 plus. That is actually a huge game changer too, because the XP and SM really starts to diminish at level 40. And so this is going to make, it's a game changer. I'm so excited. This has been one of the most popular farms. It's one of my most favorite farms because it's just so much fun to do, and now people are going to be able to do it at a lower level. Now, as far as the actual gear that you want goes, let's talk a little bit about that. I errantly left it out of the last video, and I'm very sorry. I deleted it during the editing, and honestly didn't even realize before it was posted, and there's no way to edit it once I posted it, so I couldn't get it uploaded. But you want of the Eagle and of the Owl gear. Of the Eagle gear is an affix to gear that gives intellect and stamina. Of the Owl gear is an affix that gives intellect and spirit. You want to have some spirit for this farm so that you're regenning mana. You can see that every single time that I'm just regenning mana, I'm actually regenning a considerable amount, about 50 a tick. A rank 1 Blizzard only costs about 250 mana. So you want to make sure that you can regen a good amount of mana. Another really important reason that you want to be able to regen a good amount of mana is that if you do not engage these mobs for a total of about 10 seconds, so if you don't do any damage, or maybe 20 seconds, if you don't do any damage to these mobs and you just let them run back and forth, you're just jumping back and forth, regenning mana, thinking that you're doing a great job because you're at like half mana, right? When you re-engage those mobs, the XP amount that you're going to receive from those mobs is reset to their current health percentage. So if the mob only has 20% health left and you've just been bopping back and forth, you're only going to get 20% of your normal experience. And so a lot of people occasionally whisper me, like, is this method nerfed? Look at the XP I'm getting. They get like 150. It's because they waited so long to actually re-engage with the mobs and they weren't keeping consistent damage on them that the mobs actually kind of reset their XP tracker, if you will, and that caused a drop off in XP. So you can see here that I do fall down and we just jump over the side, run back, right back into the spot, and you're good to go. So that's really something that's really important. Make sure that even if it's a rank 1 Blizzard, every time that you go back and forth, you hit them with something. At least engage them with something so that they do not potentially have that issue happen. We can start to see some XP come through here, and you're going to see exactly how much we get. We started off at about 50% of a level, so you're going to be able to see how far we get into one level at level 41, and it's going to be about the same as level 40. Of the Eagle gear is intellect and stamina, so that's the other thing you're going to want to have. Now, of the Eagle gear is going to be a little bit less important with the invisibility strat, just because we're not going to be getting hit by as many mobs, so we're not going to need as much stamina. That being said, when you are running after the invis pot wears off, there is still a good amount of damage you could potentially take, and there were a couple close calls where I probably got down to like 30%. So maybe if I had 1,300 health instead of 1,600 or something.
Whew.